Hey guys! Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. In today's video I'm gonna show you my April's TBR. So it's not a normal TBR, it is a very special one because in April there is going to be the O.W.L.s Readathon, which is hosted by the loveliest person in the world, G from Book Roast. And I'm so excited to participate in this readathon again. I participated last year for the O.W.L.s and I think for the Nudes too. And I'm so excited to do it again. This community is so lovely and I'm so happy to be a part of this. And yeah, let's just jump into it. If you don't know what the O.W.L.s are, just check out G's video because she explains everything much better than I would do in my entire life. I will link her video and her announcement in the description so you can check it out. So you get a letter from Professor McGonagall in which says that the O.W.L.s are upon us, and on the back side you have all the prompts and subjects which you can choose from. We also get some carriers. There are a lot of them, so you have many things you can choose from. I chose 3 of them. You can only choose one. I chose 3 because I'm not sure with which books I want to start. I just see what my mood is and I will choose one of those 3 carriers. So I want to be either a seer, an astronomer, or an astrologist. And this year G also added some seminars and trainings from which you can choose as well, in addition to the carrier you chose. These are some of them. And I may go with the Animagus training or Mere People Linguistic because they are very interesting and I love languages and I love animals, so let's see what happens. So let's start with the prompts. The first prompt is Ancient Runes and you have to read a book with a heart on the cover or in the title. And for this prompt I chose A Heart So Fierce and Broken. This is the sequel to A Heart So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kammerer. I really love the first book and I'm so excited to read the second one. This is the Fairy Loot edition with this holographic spine and it is very beautiful and it has a heart in the title. The next prompt is Arithmancy and you have to read a book outside of your comfort zone. I don't usually read science fiction, so I thought that would be the perfect genre for me. And I chose Cinder by Marissa Meyer. This is the newest edition of this book series and I really love the cover and the artwork inside. The next prompt is Astronomy and you have to read the majority of a book at night, so when it's dark. And I thought it would be cool to read a retelling and I chose Grimm Chronicles by Maya Shepard. This is a Brothers Grimm retelling. It is about many fairy tales, especially Snow White. And this is the 7th book. I have been reading this series for quite a long time and I really loved every single book. This is a German book, so I don't know if it is available in English as well, but if you can read German, I highly recommend to read this one. The next prompt is Care of Magical Creatures and you have to read a book with a creature on the cover which has a beak. So it could be an octopus, it could be any kind of bird, or it can be a turtle. And I chose Woven in Moonlight by Isabel Ibanez. I have no idea how to pronounce this, but it has, I think, a parrot and an owl here, and both of them have beaks. And yeah, I'm so excited for this one. I also got this in a Fairy Loot box and I only heard good things about it. And I mean, the cover is just gorgeous, so I think the book is gonna be gorgeous as well. The next prompt is Charms and you have to read a book with a white cover. It was really hard for me to choose a book because I don't have a lot of white books, but I could find one I wanted to read for a long time. I got it for my birthday and I thought it would be the best time to read it, and it is Star Wars Leia by Claudia Gray. I love Star Wars. I happened to love this series 3 years ago or 4 years ago, I don't know. And yeah, I got this for my birthday and I'm really excited to read this one because Leia is one of my favorite female characters and I want to know more about. The next prompt is Defense Against the Dark Arts, and you have to read a book that is set at the sea or at the coast. And I don't have that many books set in this area, but I saw a recommendation on YouTube and I thought I would give it a try. And I already had this book, so I thought I have to start reading it, and I chose Children of the Whale. This is the German edition, so I am not sure how it is called in English, but I think Children of the Whale. In German it's called Die Walkinder. And yeah, this is, I have no idea what it is about, but it is a manga series, and I really love the cover. It has a gorgeous art, and I thought I would give it a try. I think I bought it a few weeks ago, and I'm so happy that it fits my prompt. The next prompt is divination. Well, it was a funny prompt because you had to set a TBR and number each book and find a Google number generator to choose a book for you. And I was so lucky that Google chose a book for me that I actually wanted to read, and it is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. This is the German edition, and in German the first book is split into two parts, so this is the second part of the first book, so Strange the Dreamer and not Muse of Nightmares. Yeah, and I read the first part and I am looking forward to read the second part. I really loved it and I am looking forward to see what happens at the end. Next prompt is herbology, and you have to choose a book with a title that starts with the letter M. So A or the doesn't count, and I chose Das Mädchen. This is the translation of The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon by Stephen King. I really want to read this because I really want to know Stephen King better, because I think I would love his writing style, and this was a recommendation for me as well, so I'm really excited about this. And it starts with M, so the first one doesn't count because this is an article and not the actual word. So yeah. The next prompt is History of Magic, and you have to read a book which includes witches and wizards. And I chose Grimm Chronicles, the 8th book. So yeah, this is a retelling. It definitely has witches in it, and yeah, I just want to know what happens next after I read the 7th book. The next prompt is Muggle Studies, and you have to read a book that is from the perspective of a Muggle. I cheated a bit on this one, but it is actually not cheating, but I'm just saying. I chose The Legend of Zelda. This is from the point of view of Link, so he is actually only a warrior, not a wizard or witch or whatever, so I think that counts. And this is the 4th book in the manga series, and yeah, I really love this series. Next prompt is potions, and you have to read a book under 150 pages, and for that I chose Tales of Beedle the Bard. This is again the German translation, and it has 105 pages, so this is perfect. And I actually haven't this book yet, so I only read the story of the 3 brothers, and I want to know the other tales. Now it's time for the last prompt, and it is Transfiguration, and for that you have to read a book that has shapeshifting in the book or in the book series. So I chose for that Atelier of Witch Hat, the 6th book. So this has some kind of transfiguration in it. They have some kind of jacket. When they wear them, they appear like the object in front of them. So that is kind of a shape-shifting, and it says it has to be in the series or in the book itself. And in the 5th book there was this kind of shape-shifting in it. I'm not sure if it is going to be in this one as well, but it counts. So yeah, I'm looking forward to read this one as well. So these are all the prompts you have available to choose from, and you then have to choose your career. For example, if you want to be an astronomer, you have 3 hours. Mine are Arithmancy, Astronomy, and History of Magic, and I have to read those 3 books I mentioned before to become an astronomer. And in the nudes I have to continue with this subject, so I cannot read other subjects in the nudes if I want to be an astronomer. I want to read all the books I showed you, but I will, as I said, start with the ones for the carriers. And if I have more time to read, I want to do maybe Dragon Tamer Training, and for that I have to choose another book which has dragons in it, and I chose for that a Game of Thrones comic. I think the story happens in the Targaryen time, but I have no idea what it is about, but it has dragons in it, and like here. So I thought it would be a great book for this prompt, and I'm really excited for this. And I happen to love comics, mangas and such in the last few months. They are easy to read and very fast, so why not? These are all the books I want to read for the O.W.L.s Readathon, and I'm very excited for it because I haven't been reading for I think 2 weeks, and I really want to start reading again, and I hope this is the best motivation for me. If you are reading one of the books I mentioned, just comment down below. I would love to read your TBR. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want me to share my readathon weeks with you, just comment down below as well, and I will film myself. Again, this is not going to be fun because I don't really like to speak to my camera because it is just weird, but I will try. And yeah, I hope we all have fun in this readathon, and I hope to see many faces here and hear from you all. Bye!